Hello friends, welcome to my channel Vet Visit. Here we are going to study veterinary science for the competitive examination preparation. So friends, today we are going to deal with another topic, female reproductive systems and its hormones. This video is prepared by Dr. Hemant and Dr. Dilip Kumar. So we are going to starting with the female reproductive system introduction. Female reproductive system consists of mainly a pair of ovaries, a duct system, a pair oviduct or a fallopian tube, a uterus, the cervix, the internal vagina and the external genitalia. So first we are going to deal with the external genitalia. It includes outer vagina, vestibular glands, clitoris, labia majora and labia minora. In this, hymens may be present at the junction of the outer and inner vagina. These usually disintegrate as the animal cycles but may removed surgically if needed. In this, the primary sex organ is the ovary, which is gametogenic, that produces gametes, and another is the accessory sex organs, which includes mainly fallopian tubes, the uterus, cervix, vagina, the vulva, essential for the reproduction, but they are not gametogenic. As you can see in this diagram, that there is an oviduct, the uterine horn. As you can see, there is a body of uterus, there is a cervix, and it is an ovary. Then another question arises, from where the embryonic development of females take place. So there are many questions has been asked in exams that fimbria of oviduct, the oviduct or the uterus vagina are developed from in the embryonic stage. Then the answer will be a Mullerian duct. Then urethra, vestibule and vagina, they are developed from the urogenital sinus, and the genital tubercle, from the genital tubercle the clitoris has been developed. Primary sex organs of which is ovary. Ovaries are the paired organs that serve as both as a gametogenic, and which produces an ovum, and also as a endocrine functions. Ovary varies according to the species and stage of the estrous cycle. The functional ovaries are present in the Polyptococcus animals, just like sow, bitch and cat, and which having several follicles or a corpora lutea, which gives its appearance like a cluster of grapes. The monococcus animals, just like cow, ewe and mare, they are having an ovary of oval shaped. In this, the mare having a kidney shaped ovary, because they having an ovulation fossa, which is at the site of all ovulation. The ovary consists of the inner medulla and the outer cortex region. The outer layer of cortex is which is a made up of dense connective tissue capsules, the tunica albuginea. The outmost surface consists of a single layer of the germinal epithelium, which covers the entire ovary except in mare, where it is limited to the ovulation fossa. So that is very important for you. Types of follicles. There are mainly three types of follicles present at birth and throughout the life of an animal. First is primary follicles, second is growing follicles, and third is Graafian follicles. Then we are going to deal with what is a primordial follicle or the primary follicle. It consists of mainly an oocytes, which is surrounded by a single layer of epithelial flattened granulosa cells. There is an oocyte which is surrounded by a single layer of an epithelial flattened granulosa cells with an irregularly shaped nuclei. This stage is reached at the birth in the newborn heifer, and the ovary may contains as about 1,50,000 of these follicles, and the number of primary follicles decreases to about 1,000 in cows by a 15 to 20 year of an age. The number of primordial follicles that undergoes folliculogenesis to reach mature Graafian stage at the age of puberty, only a small fraction of this number of follicles available as a pool for the primordial follicles. As you can see the diagram of primary follicles. Primary follicle, as you can see, it is the outer layer of theca interna, then there is a stratum granulosum, and then in the innermost there is an zona pellucida. Growing follicles. The follicles have left the resting stage as the primary follicles have begun growth but does not have developed a theca layer or antrum, then that are known as growing follicles. This follicle consists of mainly two layers of granulosa cells which are surrounding the oocyte. which continued growth. An additional layer of the granulosa cells which appears as a surrounded by a oocytes. What is a zona pellucida? Zona pellucida surrounding the oocytes may be seen at in this stage. The zona pellucida is a covering which surrounds the oocyte can be seen in the growing follicle stage. The number of follicles in the ovary at the given time is relatively very small in the domestic species, but it can be varies with the stage of the estrus cycle. Graafian follicles. These are the follicles in which an antrum is clearly visible and the Graafian follicle protrudes from the surface of the ovary. As the antrum enlarges, the granulosa cells is event out except at the cumulus oophorus, where the oocyte rests in the nest of granulosa cells. The diameter of the oocytes of cow is about 18 to 120 micrometer. In this stage, as it is surrounded by a zona pellucida. The two layers of the theca cells, the theca interna and theca externa, together with the granulosa cells forms a wall of the follicle. There are the two layers which are theca interna and theca externa, which forms the wall of follicles. Theca interna formed by the muscle type cells, which is having actin and myosin contractile filaments for the follicular contractions. The granulosa cells maintain the contact with the oocytes during folliculogenesis and in the prenatal and the antral stage from the cumulus oophorus. The cumulus cell contains contact with the oocytes even when the follicular fluid fills the antrum and eccentrically displaces the oocyte. As the follicle matures, the granulosa cells undergoes many morphological changes which increase its cytoplasmic organelles for the increase of steroidogenic functions. As you can see the diagram of Graafian follicles, there is having an antrum containing follicular fluid. There is a primary oocyte which is having a corona radiata and zona pellucida layer. There is an cumulus oophorus, follicular epithelium and the theca. Gap junction. Gap junctions are seen between the granulosa cells, theca interna and the cells of the cumulus oophorus and the oocyte. These gap junctions serve as an important role for the movement of small molecules, ions and nutrients from the basement towards the antrum and as a channel of hormonal communication between the peripheral cells of the follicles and oocyte. What is the gap junction? Gap junction is nothing but it is a channel for the hormonal communication between the peripheral cells of the follicles and oocyte. Then another is primary follicles lack an independent vasculature, means the capillary bed is confined to the theca layer and develop as a theca cells and are formed around the follicles. These thecal capillaries increases in size and concentrate in the theca interna. In a close proximity to the basement membrane, the blood flows through these capillaries also ceases as the follicles are mature. The permeability of the follicular wall increases in the pre-ovulating period in some species. So the composition of the follicular fluid is similar that of the plasma. However, due to the metabolic and the secretory activities of the follicular cells, the follicular fluid has a lower concentration of the gonadotropins and the higher concentration of the steroid hormones and then as compared to the peripheral blood. As you can say, that's a diagram of Graafian follicles, and this is the corpus luteum of an ovary. How the embryonic development of ova and follicles occur? Early in the first week of the embryonic development, the primitive large germ cells called as primordial germ cells are present in the yolk sac. These primordial germ cell migrates by the amoeboid movements from the yolk sac to the genital ridge, The migration takes about 35 days of the gestation in the bovines. After a few days, the gonadal sacs are distinguished by the formation of superficial tunica albuginea and the peripheral location of the oogonia in the primitive ovary. These occur at about 45 days of the gestation in bovines. The These oogonia multiplies by the mitosis divisions after sexual differentiation and enters the prophase stage of the first meiotic divisions, where they are called as oocytes. The number of oocytes produced by the determined by the level of FSH in the embryo. Oogenesis is transformation of oogonias into the oocyte. When the oogonia are transferred into the oocytes, then it is known as oogenesis. Oogenesis is a completely before or shortly after the birth in all the domestic animals. The period of oogonial mitosis signifies the end of the major portion of the period of oogenesis, and this occur at about 45 to the 100 days of the gestation in cattle. At the end of this period, the oogenesis in the oocytes enters the first meiotic prophase. In this stage, the ova are surrounded by a single layer of follicular epithelium, and these are called as primordial follicles. Thus, at birth, all the female animals are born with their full complement of the oocytes in the primordial follicle or older follicles, and these are never replenished but only decreases in number during the life of an animal. Oocytes that fails to get incorporated into the follicles are self-destructed by the process of apoptosis. As you can see the diagram of follicular development, the first stage is the primary follicles contain oocytes and begin producing a sex estrogens, as you can see there. Then second stage comes where the secondary follicles containing a secondary oocytes and produces the sex hormones, mainly the estrogen or progesterone are produced during the secondary follicle stage. Then third stage comes the Graafian follicles, where follicular are developed, and it contains an oocytes and outer layer called as zona pellucida. Then after another stage comes which is known as then ovulation take place, and the secondary oocyte is released from in the follicular development stage. Then the fifth stage comes are the corpus luteum, which produces the female sex hormones, and then after there is a degeneration of corpus luteum, and the corpus luteum is starting degenerated at the last stage. What is oviduct? Uterine tubes or the fallopian tubes are paired, means oviducts are mainly paired and convoluted tubes which has a unique function of conveying the eggs and sperms in the opposite direction. It's having a very unique function of conveying eggs and sperm in the very opposite directions. It connects the ovary to the uterus. There are the four functional division of the oviduct. First is fimbria. Fimbria, the ovarian end of the oviduct with a fringed edges, forms ovarian bursa with mesosalpinx. Ovarian bursa opens in all the farm animals, completely cover the ovary in the pig. Ovarian bursa covers only an ovulation fossa in the mare. This is most important for you. And fimbria moves sweep on the surface of the ovaries at the ovulation. Infundibulum. What is an it is a funnel shaped second portion of the oviduct. Is the size varies with the ages and size of the animal. Has an abdominal opening of the oviduct which is known as ostium abdominale. Ampulla, another part is ampulla, forms a more than a half the length of the oviduct and connects the infundibulum with the isthmus. And last portion is isthmus, which connects the uterus at the uterotubal junction. Musculature of the oviduct. Outer longitudinal and inner circular smooth muscles. Thickness increases from the ovarian to the uterine end, and the contraction of the longitudinal muscles shortens the oviduct. The contraction of circular muscle causes the annular constrictions. Exhibit three types of contraction are: first is localized peristalsis, second is segmental contractions, and third is worm-like breathing contraction. This contraction occurs simultaneously or in a specific patterns, and the patterns and the amplitude of contractions are varies in the different part. Most vigorous contraction is occur at the time of ovulation. Next is mucosa of the oviduct. It exhibits a primary and secondary tertiary folds thrown into a high folds in ampulla, and height decreases in the isthmus because become a low ridges at the uterotubal junction. Comparatively filled the lumen of the oviduct at the ovarian end. Has an one layer of ciliated and non-ciliated columnar cells. Proportion of ciliated to non-ciliated cell varies among the oviduct and related to the function of different segments related to the different segments of the oviduct. Then dependent on the ovarian estrogens for their formations. Ciliated cells are maximum at the fimbria and helps to pick up of the ovums. Non-ciliated secondary cells are maximum at the ampulla region and promotes the interaction of gametes and nourishment of the embryo. Direction of the oviductal fluid is towards the ovary. Most of the oviductal secretions are lost into the peritoneal by about second and third day of the estrus. Subsequently, the fluid moves down with the uterus carrying the embryo. The cilia beats at the maximum at the ovule at the time of ovulation, and cilia are usually beat towards the uterus. Function of the oviduct. First function is pickup of the ovum. Fimbria picks the ovulated eggs from the ovarian surfaces and capable of picking up of the ovum from the contralateral side. And second function is the oviductal secretion provided for the capacitation of the oviductal secretion is essential for the capacitation of the sperm, for the conducive environment for the fertilization, and it provides a nutrition for the young embryo, protections to the oocytes, sperm and the young embryo from attack of the maternal immune system. It also prevents from the cleavage of the young embryo by the secretion of cleavage induction protein. There is a ciliary movements, muscular contraction and fluid flow help in. They help in the mixing of the oviductal contents and improves the encounter with the gametes. And the another function is denudation of the follicular cells from the ovum, and the another function is transport of the zygote into the uterus, and there is a function, there is prevention from the tubal implantation. Oviduct transports egg and sperms in the opposite direction at the same time but never fails. Uterus has a part which is one is body and the two uterine horns, which varies species variation is seen in. For example, in cow, Eve and mare, the uterus is bipartite. Horns are completely separated by the septum, and the large uterine body, particularly in the mare. In the sow, the uterus is of bicornuate uterus, which is very long and folded horn, having a very long and folded horns. Adaptations in the similar bearing animals having a very short body and diadelphous uterus are present in the platypus, and male has a forked penis. In diadelphous uterus is present in the platypus. Duplex uterus is present in the rabbit and guinea pigs, and simple uterus is present in the primates. The primitive form of the many questions have which type of uterus is present in the rabbit, in the guinea pig, and the primates has been asked in the competitive examination. So for the primitive forms of the uterus are found sometimes in the higher animals and do not interfere with the fertility. There is if we doing within a uterine histology, there are the three distinctive layers of the uterine region. Outer serous membrane, which is an extension of the peritoneum, and the middle myometrium, which is an outer longitudinal and inner circular smooth muscles. There is a vascular layer in between the outer and middle layer. Myometrial contraction synchronizes with the oviductal contractions and contracts towards the ovary at the estrus and towards the cervix as subsequently. And estradiol increases, but progesterone decreases the myometrial contraction. The estradiol increases the myometrial contraction and the progesterone decreases the myometrial contraction. Inner endometrium, another layer is inner endometrium, which is made up of epithelium, a simple columnar or non-ciliated epithelium in the all domestic animals, which is a tall and actively secretory at the time of estrus, but due to stimulation by the estrogens. By the stimulation of they are many times they have a function of secretory functions, having a low cuboidal during the subsequent 2 disease. And another reason, endocrinal glands are present in these inner endometriums, which opens into the uterine lumen, having straight at the time of estrus, which is coiled, complex, and increasingly secretory during the luteal phase. Volume and composition of the secretion varies with the phases of cycles. Important proteins in the different species are produced from the inner endometriums by the endocrine glands like blastokinin, implantation promoting factor, GPC, steroid hormones, receptor, and uteropharins. Another is cotyledons in the endometrium of the ruminants. It's has function of for the attachment of the fetal membranes and endometrial glands absent at the cotyledons. Function of the uterus. The first function is a myometrial contraction. It's occur at the time of the mating. There is a myometrial contraction which causes a transport of sperm from the site of ejaculation to the site of fertilization, and having a massaging of uterus at AI improves the, when we do a massage of the uterus, which will improve the fertility rate of an artificial insemination. After the estrus, the uterine contraction directs towards the cervix and transports the zygote from the oviduct into the uterus for the implantation. Uterine contraction kept inhibited by the high progesterone level during the gestation. At the end of the gestation, progesterone level decreases and estrogen level increases, which causes a uterine contraction and which helps in the parturition. As the pregnancy could be housed only in the uterus, since the myometrium has the ability to grow enormously. Endometrial secretions, they secreted induces capacitation at the estrus. They stimulates the sperm metabolism. GPC makes the glycerol available for the available in the form of phosphoglycerols. Provided nourishments to pre and early post-implantation embryo during the luteal phase, and particularly important in the farm animals. Examples like in cow, embryos live freely and proliferate extensively within the 3 days of the post till the 3 days of the post estrus. Estrogen and progesterone receptors in the secretion modulate. They are having a sensitivity for the myometrium and proliferation of the endometrial epithelium and glands. Blastokinin in the rabbit uterine secretion promotes the blastocyst formations, and implantation promoting factors present in the mouse uterine secretions. Uteropharins is found in the Eve's uterine secretions, also promotes the embryonic growth, and for the implant helps in the implantations. They maintains and helps in the regression of the corpus luteum. Send signals of the corpus luteum about the presence or absence of the conceptus. The signals are carried via the uterine ovarian veno-arterial pathway. Hysterectomy prolongs the lifespan, but partially hysterectomy regresses the corpus luteum. Intrauterine devices can prolong the lifespan of the corpus luteum. Next part is we will learn about cervix. Cervix is a thick-walled sphincter-like structure which separates the vagina with the uterus. It's a connective tissue, is a major component of the cervix. Some smooth muscles are also found in the cervix. Its lumen is narrow and exhibits annular rings are present in the cervix. It is a very prominent in the cow and E, forms interlocking rings, and less prominent in the case of mare, and in so the rings are corkscrew shaped. It is very important that cervix rings are corkscrew shaped. In which animal? Then answer will be a so. The corresponding to the spiral twisting in the tip of the penis is also present in the bower. There is an epithelial lining in the cervix. Columnar cells and goblet cells are present in the cervix. They secrete mucus. The mucosa is intricately folded that increases the secretory surface in the cervix. The mucus is composed of mainly glycoproteins. A mucus having a unique biophysical properties of firming, elasticity, and viscosity and stickiness is a property of cervix. Hormones in the animal reproduction and their clinical uses. There are the various part of the body which secretes the many hormones which are reproductive hormones. First is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus which is a master gland of the body which secretes GnRH, dopamine, CRH, and growth hormone. Another is pituitary glands. they are having two parts, anterior pituitary and second is posterior pituitary. From the anterior pituitary, the hormones secreted are FSH, GH, LH, FSH, LH, prolactin and ACTH. And another is posterior pituitary. From their oxytocin and ADH hormones are secreted. From the pineal gland, the melatonin hormones is secreted, which is responsible for the 24-hour cardinal rhythm. Liver, they secreted IGF-1 and IGF-2, which is the insulin-like growth factors are secreted from the ovary. From the ovary, the Graafian follicle secreted mainly estrogen and inhibin. The corpus luteum secreted progesterone and relaxin. From the testes, in their leading cells, they secrete androgens. The Sertoli cells, they secreted inhibin, and the placenta, which secreted HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, ECG, estrogen, progesterone, relaxin, placental lactogens. And uterine endometrial glands, seminal vesicles and Graafian follicles, they combinedly secreted a PGF2 alpha. So friends, this page is very important, so please take this screenshot of this page and read it 3-4 times. They are very important for your competitive examination. So when then we are again, first hormones we are dealing with GnRH, FSRH or LHRH or gonadotropin or gonadotropins are the name of GnRH. It is a peptide hormones which releases from the hypothalamus, having a half-life of about only 2 to 4 minutes of half-life. What is a clinical use of this GnRH? It is help in the anestrus. We use this hormone in case of if an animal is showing a sign of anestrus, having a type sign of delayed ovulation or ovarian cyst is present in the female reproductive system, or there is we have to done a stress synchronization in the animals, or for other time of postpone the stress in bitch, or we want to postpone the stress in bitch, then we can use the hormones known as GnRH. There are mainly in market, there are commercially analogs are present. There are some synthetic analogs just like brucellin acetate, which come with the brand name of Gyna-Rich, Receptal and Ovulenta. And there is a natural origin. GnRH has name of gonadotropin. They are coming with an brand name of Fertazil and Fertilin. As you can see, GnRH, there is having a product known as Gyna-Rich, which having a content of brucellin acetate, which present in the amount of 4 mcg per ml. They are having another Receptal and Ovulenta and Fertazil. In the cattle, the dose rate is about 10 to 20 mcg, which is given at by the IM route, about 2.5 to 5 ml. In the mare, they are having a dose rate of about 20 to 40 mcg, and which is about 5 to 10 ml. Note: in delayed ovulations, we give the GnRH is about only 2.5 ml by IM route, and in the case of cystic ovarian diseases, we have to give the GnRH in about 5 ml IM. In the case of true anestrus, we have to give in the 5 ml IM, then you will give a positive result. They are having some antagonist of the GnRH like Ditrilix, Citrolex, Ganorelix and Azalene, which they are all are the antagonists, and they are important for your competitive examination. The another hormone is oxytocin, which is an octapeptides or neuropeptide hormones, which is synthesized by the neurons of the sympathetic nucleus and acts on the uterus pre-sensitization with estrogens. They transport axonally and storage in the posterior pituitary. We have to use these hormones in the clinical cases of the milk having a problem with the milk, help in the hormone help in the milk letdown, for the transport of both the sperms and oocytes in the tubular genitalia, or for the at the time of parturition we want to cause a myometrial contraction, or for the induction of fallings in the mare after 340 days of the gestations. treatments of uterine inertia, we can also use the hormones like oxytocins, expulsion of retention of placenta in mare and bitch, we can also use oxytocin. They are having some commercial analogs of the oxytocins like pitocin, syntocinon and oxybro, which are given by the IM route. The dose rate for the oxytocins in the obstetrical causes for the cattle and mare is about 60 to 100 IU, and for the sow, bitch and doe it is about 30 to 50 IU, and for the bitch it is about 10 to 20 IU. Another hormone is the prolactins, which is an lactotrophic hormones or LTH. It is secreted by the lactotrophs or mammotroph cells of the anterior pituitary glands, and it is a luteinotrophic in rodents and in bitches. That is responsible for the maternal behavior. It having a half-life of about 20 minutes. Having an anti-prolactin hormones are also present, like a dopamine antagonist like bromocriptine, cabergoline, matrigolines are timely ovulation, help in the timely ovulation in the cow. In bitches for the estrus induction we can use this hormone. For the pregnancy termination we can use bromocriptine, cabergoline, and for the pseudo pregnancy cases. Note that the domperidone as a dopamine agonist and sulfuride for the estrus and ovulation induction in the mare are used to increases the milk production of the cow. So friends, next we are going to deal with some glycoprotein hormones. First is FSH, which is a follicle stimulating hormone. FH, HCG, which is a human chorionic gonadotrophin. ECG is equine chorionic gonadotrophin. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Inhibin and activin, these all are the glycoprotein hormones. Many times in exam the question has been asked which among the following is in a glycotropin hormone and which among the following is not in glycotropin hormones. So you should have to remember these all hormones are the glycoprotein hormones. First we are going to deal with what is an LH, luteinizing hormones. It is the lutotropin or the interstitial cell stimulating hormone in the male, which produces by the basophilic gonadotroph cells of the anterior pituitary. LH surge is occur around 6 hours in the cattle. Note, in male, from the leading cells, with the help of luteinizing hormones, they secreted testosterones, and in the females, with the help of from the theca interna cells, that releases estrogens, and from the luteal cells, that releases the progesterone. They're having where we can use these luteinizing hormones. In the case of delayed ovulations, in the plant ovulations, or from the case of ovarian cyst or the corpus luteum development, we can use this luteinizing hormone and we can get a good result. Next is FSH. FSH is produced from the gonadotroph cells of the anterior pituitary, which is a targeted tissue for the FSH. Sertoli cells from these, it secretes inhibin androgens binding proteins and having a half-life of about 3 to 4 hours. And in the ovary, having having a targeted organ is granulosa cells. From it secreted the estradiol synthesis and follicular development are occur. In the many clinical cases, we can use FSH like for the multiple ovulation in embryo transfer, for the super ovulation in the case of anestrus, and for the out-season breedings like for the estrus synchronization, especially during the non-breeding seasons. They are having a clinical preparations, commercial preparation, which is named by the Foltropin V. ECG, equine chorionic gonadotrophin, is secreted from the fetal trophoblastic cells of the endometrial cups of the equine between day 35 to 150 days of the pregnancy. This most important endometrial cups, the hormone secreted is ECG. You can remember by E and E. ECG from the endometrial cups in the equines at the 35 to 150 days of the pregnancy. It helps in the immune protections of the fetus formations for the accessory corpus luteum. They are having many clinical uses for the ECGs like for the super ovulation, for the anestrus, for out season of breeding, and commercial preparation is polygon of the ECG. The next hormone is the HCG, human chorionic gonadotrophin, which is produced by the syncytial trophoblast cells of the human placenta, having an LH-like activity with little or no FSH-like activity. Having an LH-like activity but no FSH-like activity, having a half-life of about 24 hours. There are many clinical uses for HCGs like it helps for in the case we can use for the induction of ovulation, and we can also use the HCG hormone for the treatment of ovarian cyst or in the case of delayed ovulations. There is even clinical preparations for the HCGs which is known as Corulon. Another hormone is inhibin, which is a protein complex and which is secreted by the adenohypophysis and which decreases the FSH secretions. Note, in females the synthesis of granulosa cells, and in males it helps in the synthesis from the Sertoli cells. It's secreted from the Sertoli cells. Another hormone is activin, which is produced within the granulosa cells in females and insert from the Sertoli cells in the male. It stimulates the FSH synthesis for the cell proliferation, cell differentiation, and for the apoptosis. They are having some steroid hormones just like progestagens, androgens, estrogens, and corticosteroids, which are the lipophilic compounds. First, we are going to deal with an estrogens. It is a primary female sex hormones and is a development, helps in the development of female reproductive system, and secondary sex characters are come with the help of estrogen hormones. They are having a natural estrogens are available, for example like 17 beta estradiols, estrone, estriol, conjugated equine estrogens, equiline, equivalent lirine, estrones, and estrone sulfate. Synthetic estrogens are estradiol valerate, estradiol cyponate, estradiol acetate, and estradiol benzoate. What is the role of an estrogen? Estrogen can be used in the case of anabolic. In the case of memory, the mammary glands are not developing, then we can use the hormones known as estrogens. For the skin growth, we can use estrogen hormone. For the follicular growth, for the stress expression cases, we can also use for the estrogen hormone. Receptivity in the females in ruminants, and for the luteolytic in ruminants, and luteotrophic in the, its hormone act as a luteolytic in the case of ruminants, and in the case of sow and mare it is act as a luteotrophic. Many actions are done by the, we can use, in many cases we can use these estrogen hormones for the anestrus, for the fetal mummification, and for the fetal maceration, for the pyometra cases, in metritis cases, for the stress synchronization. We can also use the hormones known as estrogens. In the BCS we can use this in the case of mesalliance for the stress suppression, and in the spade bitch which can also use estrogens. Anti-estrogen hormones are tamoxifen. Tamoxifen is an anti-estrogen hormone, and another is clomiphene, which is also an anti-estrogen hormone. Another hormone is a progesterone. It is synthesized from the corpus luteum and from the fetoplacental placenta unit, is also secreted from the adrenal cortex, and secretion is its progesterone secretion are mainly controlled by the LH and prolactins and many other intermediaries. What is the role of progesterone? It helps in ovulation, it helps in the implantation, it's a help for the pregnancy maintenance. Its main role of the progesterone is also help in the lactation, for the initiation of the follicular growth wave, and for the development of the dominant follicle we can also use progesterones. The half-life of the progesterone is about 22 to 36 minutes in case of cow. Corpus luteum dependent species are mainly like cow, doe, bitch, sow, buffalo, and camel, and not mare and ewe are the two independent species. Many exams this question is why which among the following is the corpus luteum independent species. So you have to learn only mare and ewe are corpus independent species. They are having a many progesterone and agonists like medroxyprogesterone acetate, which is come with the MPA, megestrol acetate, MGA, polygestone, fluorogestrone acetate, norgestone, progesterone, and as a vaginal implant. We can also use a progesterone for maintenance of pregnancy as a vaginal implant. We have to use the progesterone in the clinical cases, like for the stress, in the case of stress suppression we can use progesterone hormone. For the stress synchronization we can also use this progesterone hormones, and for the pregnancy maintenance we can also use this progesterone hormone for the induction of new follicular wave in the case of anestrus, for the ovarian cyst in the case of luteal insufficiency, vaginal prolapse, and in the case of to prevent in abortion we can also use progesterone. They are having a many clinical preparations of the progesterone like duraprogens, which is a contains hydroxyprogesterone caproate, which is in 1 ml 250 mg of hydroxyprogesterone caproate is present. It can be used in the case of follicular cyst. The dose rate is 500 mg, which is about 2 ml is given in the case of follicular cyst. Another hormone preparations are P-depot, which is used in the case of habitual abortion, and for the threatened abortion we can use P-depot. We can dose rate is about for the 500 mg for the 3 days we have to give. Another is pulp depot, which is used in the case of prepartum or uterine prolapse cases. The dose is 500 mg IM alternated for the 3 days. Another is COMSHOT, which is used in the case of postpartum or uterine prolapse, having a dose rate of about 500 mg for the 3 alternate days and repeated up to 500 mg for per weeks for the 3 weeks. Another preparation is Proluton depot, which is used in the case of prolapse due to pronounced heat, and having a dose rate of about 500 mg IM for the 2 days for the repeated, and we can repeat it if necessary. Another is CIDR, which is a implantation device, which is a controlled internal drug releasing device, which is contain about 1.38 gram of progesterone in the molded silicone over a flexible nylon spine. It's very important how much, 1.38 gram. It can be used in the case of silent heat, anestrus, synchronization of estrus and ovaries. This CIDR is simply inserted intravaginally for the 6 to 8 days and inject PGF2 alpha. On removal, we have to inject a PGF2 alpha and observe the heat and then inseminate the animals. Another device is PRID, which is a progesterone intravaginal devices, which is made up of stainless steel and spiral devices covered with an inert silicone rubber matrix, which containing about 1.55 gram of progesterone plus 10 mg estradiol benzoate is present in the PRID device. Simply it is inserted intravaginally for the 6 to 9 days, and estrus is detection on the 72 to 96 hour and after removal. Then another devices comes, which is a ear implant, which come with the name of Crestar. Contains about implant contains norgestrone about 3.3 mg plus an injection of norgestrone 3 mg plus estradiol validate 5 mg by 2 ml of injection is to be given. Estrus inductions, we can use this ear implant in the case for the estrus inductions and for the synchronization of what we have to do on the 0 day. We have to insert this ear implant Crestar S in the outer face of the ear and give injection of Crestar 2 ml IM, and on the 9 to 10 day implant is removal and the PMSG pregnant male serum gonadotropins hormone injection is given about 300 to 400 IM is given. There are many anti-progesterone hormones like mifepristone, aglepristone, onapristone, which is widely used in the pregnancy for the pregnancy termination in the bitches. Another hormone is androgen, which is contains about testosterones, hydroxytestosterones, testosterone propionate and hydroxytestosterone, which having a clinical use for the androgen is used as a growth promoter for the stress suppression. For the cryptorchid's bull, we can use these hormone androgens. Delayed puberty, for the delayed puberty in the bull, and for the androgenized cow as a teaser. They are having a fatty acid derivatives hormones like prostaglandins, which is known as PGF2 alpha, has having an about 20 carbon atoms, and 5 carbon rings are produced within the uterine endometriums and vesicular glands, and it is a pressure of arachidonic acid. Its targeted tissues are mainly corpus luteum, uterine myometriums, ovulatory follicles. Natural analogues of the prostaglandins are mainly dinoprost, tiaprost and carboprost. They are having a synthetic prostaglandin analogues like cloprostenol, fluprostenol, mrostaline and fenprostelline. They are having another placental lactogens, which are the polypeptide placental hormones and are called as a chorionic somatotropin hormones. These help in the growth of alveoli during the pregnancy or they are mammotropic. Another hormones is relaxin, which is produced by the corpus luteum's placenta ovaries throughout the pregnancy and used in the pregnancy diagnosis in bitch and cat. This question can be asked to you that which hormone is used for the pregnancy diagnosis in the bitch and cat. Then answer will be this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel and thank you for watching this video.